Lawrence, Newcastle United 1, Everton 0. It's another win at home and a clean sheet. And what a goal by Miggy the day.
Absolutely. I mean, in that attack, you're just thinking someone shoot. You thought Bruno was going to shoot. He didn't. He passed Miggy, and yeah, fantastic strike from him. I think he's up. That's all his best goal tally in the Premier League season.
I mean, just Pickford was not saving that at all. The way it was dinking over him, he was not stopping that at all.
Nah, it was just in from the left his boot. I mean, from our sitting, you're just wondering, was he going to just go wide? Nah, it just went in the top corner.
Just a cracking strike, wasn't it? I mean, the dive by Anthony Gordon, I mean, that was just embarrassing for me. I mean, Trippier, you can see just laid right into him. I mean, that was just an embarrassment of a dive.
Yep, and I've heard, he's done that a lot. I mean, £60 million.
I mean, he was poor the day as well.
Yep, I mean, that's probably the first you've seen of him tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got to say it. I thought Everton was shocking the night as well. I thought Calvert-Lewin didn't look fit at all for them. So, and Pope may as well have had a deck chair in front of him as well.
Yeah, I mean, they had quite a bit of possession, but just putting in crosses and just Pope was getting them comfortably. And yeah, they just didn't offer much.
No, they didn't, did they? I mean, I know it's going to be hard against Spurs on Sunday, but it's a game where we can show no fear at all, and it'd be great if we got something down there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple of results down there. I know we got beat 5-1 last season, but you never know with the way things are going for us this season.
Yep. I mean, Joe Linton had to come off and didn't make the second half. Do you think it was an injury, or do you think it was just a bit of a smart move by Eddie Howe, thinking we'll keep him for Sunday? He was on a card as well in the game. So what do you think it was?
Well, I thought initially injury, but if he's on the card, then yeah, probably a good move.
Well, yeah, we'll hear more about it from Eddie Howe. If it's because he was booked and thought it was the good idea to take him off, then that's kind of a smart decision by Eddie. But if it's an injury, we don't want more injuries. I mean, we've got Isak out until after the World Cup. Maxi hopefully is going to be before the World Cup, but we don't want another injury, do we?
Nah, I mean, but shows how well we're doing getting these results even with these players out.
Well, absolutely. I mean, what were you really disappointed with Everton by the day? I mean, there was no effort from them.
Well, Everton, they could do much better than that.
I mean, they've showed it before the games. The games that they've lost, they've shown something, but I thought that was dreadful. I think Lampard will be disgusted with that.
Yeah, he's just not going to be happy.
And as I mentioned, we're going to Spurs. Are we getting something out of that? Are you confident?
It's going to be a tough game, but we can get something.
I mean, we've got to keep an eye out on Kane and Son, obviously. But consider how solid we are being at the back as well. Spurs will know that they've got to try and do their best to open us up.
They're definitely going to find it tough. I mean, they will have the majority of the possession most likely, but it's not going to be an easy game for Spurs.
Well, it's not. Well, for us as well, in a way, as well. But we're not frightened of going into any games now this season. We're now fearless. So there you are. Oh well, and brilliant. Paul, Newcastle United 1, Everton 0. It's another win at home. We've got another clean sheet, and what a goal by Miggy the day.
Mate, it's all good. It's grand at the minute. Look, second half we weren't really at it. I think we tired, but what it is now is I don't fear conceding goals because we look so organised. I mean, just been saying there, Everton apparently had one shot on goal. I mean, Nick Pope didn't have a save to make. I mean, he really didn't, and that's because we're so disciplined defensively. We get in front and we are so difficult to break down now. 2 clean sheets in a row, another 3 points. It's just, we're living in a dream world at the minute, aren't we? It's just brilliant to watch. Some of that football in the first half, man.
Absolutely. I mean, there was no way Pickford was saving that from Miggy. I mean, the way it was just going over him, and there was no way he could get his little arms onto that.
Well, there was no way, and as soon as Miggy hit it, you just started hearing the Jurassic Park theme tune, because Pickford was flying through the air, and you just knew that he couldn't get there, and it was just the roar from the T-Rex as he saw the ball fly past him into the onion bag, right in the postage stamp. And that Miggy's come so far. He's come so far now. He's so confident striking a football, whereas before, he was blasting them wide or not even hitting them with any power. But now, the confidence is up. You can see what Eddie Howe's working with him, and it's just the only thing I'd say is I just wish he had a right foot.
Yeah.
Just to whip that ball in sometimes first time on a right foot, but he doesn't. He spins back. But listen, if he keeps performing like he is, I've got no problem at all.
Absolutely. Well, I've got to say, Anthony Gunn is a monumental bell end tonight. I mean, that dive was just an embarrassment, wasn't it?
Listen, mate, that ferret-faced little bastard is a diving little shit. And Monumental Bell End has been kind to him. He threw himself to the floor in that first half. And good for Kieran Trippier going over, because it's just not sportsmanlike, man. He's just, trying to win a penalty. And we know what he's like. He's a diving little Fruit Loop. And he's annoying little rat. And just like the rest of the fucking skip rats from down there. But you know what it is? He didn't get it.
Well, that was it. I mean, he should have just been booked for the dive. But I thought Trippier and him were both booked for having a bit of a bargy. But you don't want to see like that in football matches. It's just trying to cheat. And you can tell Everton, we're trying to cheat for that to get a penalty there. Yeah. This needs stamped out.
Well, it does, and that's for the authorities to sort out. We've seen it, Man United throwing themselves to the floor, rolling around, like they've been shot, and then he does that tonight. But listen, they didn't get anything again, and so it doesn't matter. They didn't get anything, and we flying. The confidence is there. I think we make changes for Spurs, but listen, we just have to keep believing in what we're doing and believe in the manager.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Linton didn't make an appearance for the second half. Do you think it was just a small move by Eddie because he was on a card in the first half, or do you think he's gone off with an injury?
Well, he did have an injury before half-time, so his leg was heavily strapped as well, so I'm not sure whether he did have an injury. He made one clumsy tackle after he was booked as well, so I think maybe it's a bit of both.
It could have been. If it is not an injury and Eddie Howe took him off to avoid him being sent off, that's a smart decision. But if it's another injury, I mean, we've got Isak until after the World Cup. We've still got Maxi out, who might make an appearance before the World Cup. We don't want more injuries, do we?
No, but at the end of the day, we can't help it. If there is injuries, there's injuries. We can't do anything about it, But what I'm confident of is we've got players to come in now, and who, Longstaff wasn't brilliant tonight. Lost the ball around 7 times that I counted that he gave the ball away. So I think he's a bit of a weak link. But look, at the minute these players are coming in to do a job for our injured players, and they're doing it, we can't complain. So they're doing as best they can, and that's all we can hope for.
Well, we'll go to Spurs on Sunday again. We'll go to this game showing no fear. Who says we can't get anything there as well? Well,
I think we make changes. I think we expect a few changes at Tottenham. But look, they're losing to Man United, who we've just come away with a clean sheet. So we've got to be excited about that and just go into the game, just play with freedom. Just go in there, nothing to lose, play your game and see what we get.
Can we see Shelvey make an appearance? He was on the bench again but didn't come on. Do you think you might see Shelvey this time?
I don't think he'll start. I think Eddie's been very careful with him, but we'll see. We never know with Eddie, do we?
Well, that's it. Well, brilliant.
Cheers,
Adam, Newcastle United 1, Everton 0. Another win at home. We've got another clean sheet, and what a goal by Miggy the day.
Yeah, it was a brilliant strike from Alan. That's his 5th goal this season in the Premier League. That's more than any of his previous seasons in Newcastle. Exactly, yeah. He's putting Jack Grealish to shame, but I think 10-11 games so far, he's scored 5 already. It's already his best season ever in the Premier League. I know a player that has been able to just be transformed into Eddie Howe. I think the majority of Newcastle fans, let's be real, we called for him to go out the door in the summer. We didn't. It was 1 goal and 36 last season. I mean, you had reason to believe that. But now he's been amazing. The pre-season amazing. He's came to the season ready to go, and he really is. Science and the critics is the best way to put on one, but amazing goal tonight.
I mean, Pickford was not saving that for me. The way it was going over him and he couldn't get his little arm onto the ball, I mean, I don't think any keeper would save that.
No, the bend is brilliant. I know people take the make out of Jordan Pickford with his arms, but I mean, no keeper's stopping that. The dip note's perfect. It's just a brilliant strike, and we needed that in the second half. I think the first half an hour before that was really flat. I think Newcastle were probably slightly better, but there was nothing really going in the first half until that goal.
I mean, I thought Everton was shocking the day.
Oh, yeah. You look at the stats, I couldn't believe how bad the stats on point of view, okay, 50-50 possession-wise, one shot all game, 0 on target from Everton, one shot in 90 minutes, it's ridiculous.
I mean, if I was Lampard, I'd be disgusted with that anyway. I mean, the dive by Anthony Gordon, I mean, that was just an embarrassment. And Kieran Trippier, you can see, really went into him and says, why are you doing that? He should have just been booked for diving.
I did actually like that from Trippier because, well, he's went over straight away and he's more or less just taught Anthony Gordon off. He just stopped them from doing it altogether. I mean, he dived again after that, then, you know, it's got to really kick off the Newcastle players. But, yeah, it happens in the Premier League. I think Gordon's a good example of somebody that would do it on a routine, somebody that would just throw himself to the ground and try and almost just play the referee. I can't believe he was valued at £60 million. I don't rate him at all. I think he's just a glorified animal. Pace has already got. He runs to the ball. What else do you do? I don't rate him at all.
I mean, I didn't think Calvert-Lewin was fit for them. He really, really wasn't. Joe Linton didn't make an appearance in the second half. Do you think it was down to just a bit of a small move because he was on a cod in the first half? He did make another challenge after that. Or do you think he's gone off, didn't make the second half because of an injury?
Well, towards the end of the half, he did actually come down. He was holding his leg when he came down, so I did assume it was the injury. Maybe Eddie Howe's went, well, he's booked anyway, so we'll get him off the pitch, we'll get some fresh slugs on. Of course, with Tottenham on Sunday, it makes sense to rest him, but I did actually think it was an injury, so let's hope it's nothing serious.
We don't want another injury. We've got Isak until out after the World Cup. We've still got Maxi out as well, who might come back before the World Cup, but we just don't want that injury list to pile up, do we?
Well, no, I think squad depth's still an issue at Newcastle. We've been amazing this season. We're climbing up the table. We're winning almost all the home games now. But our squad depth's still an issue, no doubt about it. I don't want to sort of pick players out because we've got 3 points there. I don't want to put negatives out there. But there's still players in that squad or in and around that squad which aren't going to be here long term. There's no doubt about it. Our squad depth over the next couple of years will improve, but for now it's still an issue for us.
Absolutely. Well, away to Spurs. I've no doubt you'll be down there as well. We'll go in this game again. We're showing no fear at all. I mean, we could take this game to Spurs because they're going to find it difficult to break us down the way our defence has been performing this season.
Well, definitely. I think the pressure's off Newcastle a little bit now because, well, you look at the start of the week, we had Man U away, Everton at home, Tottenham away. You're thinking, this is going to be a hard week for Newcastle. Got a good point against Man U, got the 3 points tonight. It puts us in that position now where you can go to Tottenham and a draw would be a very good result for Newcastle. Obviously, you don't want to go there and lose the game, of course, but we're in that position now where, as you said before, there's no fear. We can go there, enjoy ourselves, and just have a great deal because no matter what, Newcastle's on the up because, I mean, it's just only going to get better and better from there, you would think.
It certainly will get better and better. Well then, thank you very much. Louis, Newcastle United 1, Everton 0. I mean, that's another win at home, another clean sheet, and what a goal by Miggy tonight.
A brilliant goal by Miggy. Today was, I thought in the first 10 minutes maybe we were a bit shaky. It wasn't our best performance tonight, but we held our own. You know, we stayed out the game in the second half. Everton today, man, the diving, Anthony Gordon, that
was an embarrassment. The referee should have just went over to book him. I know Trippier had words with him. And they got into a scrap, but it should have just been an automatic yellow for goal. I mean, the dive was just an embarrassing.
I mean, for dive, we've seen a lot more now in the Premier League diving. If there's a dive or anything in the game, we should get like a red card.
To me, it should be a red because it's just blatantly trying to cheat.
I know. It's just trying to get a odd penalty here, a free kick here, just anything that like stop our momentum in the game. And today I thought we did well. Our defence was solid. I didn't see Everton getting a chance, though. I think they only had one shot on target. It wasn't on target either. So, good day at the office for Newcastle today.
It certainly was it? I mean, there was no way Pickford was saving that from Miggy's shot. I mean, just the way the ball was starting to dip and it was going in the back of the net. Well, to me, no keeper saves that.
No keeper saves those goals for Miggy. Miggy's done absolutely excellent this season. I mean, the confidence he has. He's taking more shots on the goal as well, which is excellent. And he's a top goal scorer this season as well. So it's great to see.
That's 5 goals for him, isn't it? He's starting to really come on now at this club.
Miggy's absolutely fantastic. I mean, under Bruce, he was basically just a no-show. He made runs, but he didn't really have a position. Under Eddie, he's worked with them. He's got confidence now, and he's just been absolutely excellent in our attacking force. When we get Isak back, Miggy, Isak, and then Maxi, that'll be a lethal force up front.
I mean, it would be. I mean, we didn't see Joe Linton come on in the second half. Do you think it was an injury, or do you think Eddie Howe thought, oh, he's on a card, he put in a silly challenge a bit after that as well? So do you think it was just a right move just to take him off, keep him for Spurs, or do you think he has gone off with an injury?
I think it's a bit of both, because if your man's on a yellow card and you're going into the second half, he's got 45 minutes to see how that game. And if he's picking up an injury, you might as well rest him for important games. So you never know, he might play for Spurs, but I'd be surprised if he does, if it's an injury. But I'd rest him for the week after against Villa.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out more what we'll see during later the week as well. I mean, we'll go into Villa. I mean, into Spurs on Sunday with no fear at all. We can take this game to them. Yeah. They're going to find it hard to break us down. They really, really are, because how we've really defensively been this season.
Well, that's a top defense. We're the top defence in the league for a reason, and we know last time we went to Spurs, you know, we lost 5-1, I think it was, and yeah, it was a very good day down there at the Tottenham Stadium. But this season now, with solid defence and a good attacking force up front, I think we can get something at Spurs.
I certainly believe we can as well. Well, and brilliant, thank you. Shall Newcastle United 1, Everton 0. That's another win at home, another clean sheet, and what a goal by Miggy tonight.
Job done, 3 points. It was a game of two halves, I have to admit. I thought the first half we started like a train. We were creating the chances. It did take a good sort of half an hour to click it again. From we got the goal through Miggy, which I thought was an absolute worldie. Little Arms couldn't get the ball out the net.
He's not saving that. To me, no keeper's saving that.
No, well, that's it. I mean, we had the chances first half, and you're thinking, hopefully it's not going to be one of them games. But when Miggy put that ball in, it was fantastic. He's on fire at the minute. What's that now? 5 goals he scored.
5 goals as well. Climbing further away from Jack Grealish's goal-scoring record this season.
Hats off to Jack Grealish in one way, because he's inspired the lad to be the player that we want him to be. And as I said, he can only get better and better and keep improving his game. As I said on the first time, I thought we were well worthy of the 1-0 lead at half-time. We probably should have scored 2 or 3 more. Second half was a little bit more frustrating, because obviously Everton were out to frustrate. The lads were tired. We didn't create anywhere near enough chances. But it kind of reminded me of like Rafa in a way, like we were defending really well, like under pressure, and everyone knew their jobs. Eddie made the subs at the right time, and I said we really had to dig in at times, and that's what you got to do in this league. And if you want to finish in the top 10 and get into that top 7, potentially a Europa League spot, then these are the sort of games that we've got to grind out at least 1-0. And as I said, it's a clean sheet. It's massive for the confidence. And since the Liverpool game, we've been unbeaten, a game which we should never have lost. We should be unbeaten up to this point. You know what I mean? It's it. But as I said, we send them all Everton packing, and I feel like in the end it is a valuable 3 points.
Absolutely. The dive by Anthony Gordon, I mean, that was an embarrassment.
Oh, it was cheating. I mean, there was no need for it. And then he was looking at the linesman, then he was looking at the referee. I'm thinking, no, you've dived, you're looking for it. I mean, that's what Everton were doing all game. Very similar to the match against Man United on Sunday. Diving, cheating, looking for yellow cards, and unnecessary fouls that aren't even fouls. We're playing football the right way, but then you've got Man United and Everton who are not playing it in the right way, and it's frustrating. And you see Manchester United getting fined on Monday. I'd like to see the same happen to Everton. I feel like the Premier League need to crack down on this tippy-tappy fouling and looking for silly yellow cards when they're not, and stuff like that, because we're playing some good football, and it's getting disrupted. That I said Everton today, they weren't up yet to play football. They were looking for the point. I said they were poor all night. Just as well, Everton are a poor side, because that second half, it really was a match that we really had to show our mettle, and we did.
Absolutely. We did see Joe Linton in the second half. Was it due to an injury, or do you think it was because he was on a card in the first half and he made a bit of a silly challenge after that? So do you think it was because he was on a card and he didn't bring him in the second half, or do you think he has picked up an injury?
It's a difficult one, because it looked like he had the strapping on from the very get-go. It looked like he was injured. He wasn't his best. He was tired, the lad, I'll give him that. There was a lot of tired legs out there today. They put a great effort in, against Manchester United on Sunday. We've got a well-deserved 0-0 draw. And tonight, again, was always going to be another battle. Every game's a battle. The lads are giving it 110%. That's all you can ever ask. And I say Joe Linton, I said he had his quiet night, but Eddie, you've got to trust, that he's making the right calls and he's bringing the right players on. It was good to see Anderson, get a run out as well. The Jody Maradona. But I said, I thought all the lads that come on, today were fantastic. When they needed to be, and I said it's just job done.
There's Spurs away on Sunday. Again, we'll go in this game, no fear. They're going to find it hard to break us down because how our defence has been performing this season. I wouldn't mind. I think we will get something down there.
It's the best in the league. We've only conceded 9 goals, and that's all down to Eddie's hard work and the coaches and everyone behind the scenes. And the players are playing it to a T each and every game that we're going out. And I think Spurs on Sunday, I don't see why we can't go down to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and get a draw. We could get something down there. If not, we could get all 3 points. It depends on what Eddie does. But if we play like we are playing in these last few games, what's this here? We can't.
Well, exactly. Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.